Hey guys, and welcome back to Battlefront Updates. Today I wanted to talk about some more Battlefront 2 stuff, because unfortunately the official servers still seem to be riddled with the 1 HP hack/bug, or it's mostly a hack activating, I guess you could call bug/feature in the game. And I already brought up in my last video what the current situation is, and they've basically just acknowledged that they are aware of it, but they haven't said anything about potentially fixing it. So in its current state, the PC player base is not in a good situation, unfortunately. I still see people saying that today I managed to play without the hack, and the next day it's on all servers, so it's a little bit inconsistent, but in short, it's a huge problem on PC, meaning that you basically cannot play. But in this video, I wanted to discuss some brighter news and some fun we had on my live stream yesterday, because yesterday was actually the first time I attempted myself to host a private match for Battlefront 2 through kyber.gg. So I went in with my expectations set fairly low, because I know people run into some issues when they try to use this, and I wasn't expecting a lot of you to be willing to try the feature, basically, because I know it's not an official feature. So I started up the stream yesterday, and I thought we'd do some simple private matches with smaller game modes. So I started off by setting up a Jabba's Palace extraction map, simply because I love Jabba's Palace. I love extraction, but unfortunately on the official servers you obviously have to play a lot of strike to get a little bit of extraction, which I think is quite boring, so I thought we'd do that. And I threw up that server and we filled it up quite quickly, and due to the fact that you basically control the play count yourself when you host these servers on the Kyber, I think we were up to like 11 or 12 people on each team on extraction, and normally it's only 8 people on each team, so this was like quite chaotic on Jabba's Palace, but a lot of fun being able to basically play extraction over and over and over, and not having to play like 10 strike matches in between. So I don't know, I really enjoy that, and it was good to see that it worked so well for all of you. Basically you just download the Kyber client, and then you start that client, and all you gotta do is click join on the server browser and then boot up the game, and you will connect to the server. Unfortunately, you don't have all the unlocks unless you are the host of the server, but I want to say that there is plenty of mods you can use both to fix that, to add custom maps, custom heroes, and you know, a bunch of stuff. But I wanted to start off simple, because you don't need to have any mods installed to play what I'm showing off in this video, but that was basically done just with the Kyber client, which is really simple, because as soon as you start introducing mods, you need to make sure that everyone on the server has the Frosty Mod Manager Alpha, the correct mods installed, and so on. But that's a topic for another video. I wanted to focus on what we managed to experience yesterday by just playing without any mods and basically connecting to the server in like 5 seconds. Next up, we moved on to some jetpack cargo on Bespin, something we haven't been able to play on the official servers for quite some time, since I think, as far as I understand, there are actually some type of jetpack cargo servers still in the game, but you can't access them, which is why you're able to do that through Kyber without it actually being available in the real game, because it's in the files and Kyber hosts its own servers, but then uses the actual game you have on your PC. So Bespin jetpack cargo was incredibly intense, and we ended up with a 0-0 game, and I think we had like 12 players or something on each team here as well. So technically we could have been doing 20 versus 20, which would have been absolutely chaos. And especially now that more of you got these to work, I think we can do more of these streams in the future, where I want to basically do 20 versus 20 in like all game modes. You can't do it in Heroes versus Villains without having mods, but you can still do it like this in Jetpack Cargo or Extraction, where it just makes it more chaotic and more fun. And then after Jetpack Cargo, Battle Dash, who made the entire Kyber servers, recommended us to play co-op, because apparently without any mods, if you do host it on Kyber servers and you remove auto team balance and you set the play count to 40, you can play co-op basically like Turning Point in Battlefront 1, because we had 40 players join this co-op game, around 20 on each side, which meant that although we were attacking, we had 20 people defending, plus all the normal bots in co-op. So it was absolute chaos with heroes, bots, vehicles, and as you can see, we had to capture the same zones as in co-op and progress, which as far as I remember, is pretty much like Turning Point in Battlefront 1, where one team has to push and one team has to defend. Also a little bit like Rush, I think, in Battlefield. So this was basically like a completely brand new experience in Battlefront 2, like 4 years after the game was released, which was so much fun. And the fact that it was so easy to set this up. Whenever we restarted the server, it took like 30 seconds for 40 people to reconnect to the server, because as long as you have the client downloaded, all you gotta do is click join in the server browser and then boot up the game. So this was a lot of fun. It did start lagging a little bit, but that's understandable because co-op uses different bots than Supremacy. So obviously co-op is made for 4 players versus a bunch of bots, but now instead we have 40 players, 20 on each side, plus the vehicles and the bots. So yeah, it did start lagging a little bit, but that's just because that's the way the game is made. And I think if you set the player count to maybe 20, so you have 10 on each side plus the bots, it would probably be a little bit more balanced. But I gotta say that the stream yesterday was some of the most fun I've had in Battlefront 2 for a long time. Just that feeling of being able to throw up a server that shows up in the server browser and have all of you join that is something that has never been experienced in Battlefront. In Battlefront 1, I could at least add you all to a friend list and then host a private server similar to this, and we had some fun in Hero Hunt and things like that. So it was similar. But in Battlefront 2, we've never been able to do anything like that, which is why this made me so happy. And there's definitely more things we could try out, such as other co-op modes, and I want to do more jetpack cargo and Jabba's Palace extraction, that's for sure. And that's, again, without any mods. Once we get more of you guys in there, and we get into this consistent flow of having like 20 to 40 players on the servers, I will start playing with mods as well, and I'll probably make some tutorials for it because I know it's a way more complicated than it is without mods. But when we have those mods, we can do heroes versus villains with 20 versus 20, or we can do Galactic Assault with bots, or we can even, I think, play custom maps like Coruscant. I'm not sure how well tested that is, but at least we can have custom heroes like Jango Fett or Dengar, that's for sure. But again, that's the next step. I am very happy with just playing without mods, as it still gives us plenty of new experiences, like Turning Point, for instance. So yeah, if you guys are interested in checking out Kyber yourself, just go to kyber.gg. It really sounds like I'm making an ad here for Kyber, but considering the experience I had yesterday, I really have nothing bad to say about them. It worked really well, and it's just a little bit tricky for people to find those servers. Like for instance, when there's not someone doing a stream or hosting an event, the servers are quite empty. Like the top server right now, when I'm looking, I think has 10 players. So it's still used by quite a lot of people, but it's hard to fill like a 40-player server unless you do some type of planned event through a Discord, Reddit, YouTube stream, or anything like that. But maybe the more of you who start actively using Kyber, the easier it will be to fill up the servers. But yeah, for all of you who joined yesterday, thank you very much. Feel free to leave a comment below letting us know what you thought, and maybe you'll convince some more people to check out Kyber, and we can just revive the Battlefront 2 PC community. And of course, if there is an update on the 1 HP hack situation, I will let you know, because I still want to play on the official servers. If you just want to hop in and play a normal Galactic Assault game, that's way easier than setting up a custom server and having mods so everyone have the unlocks and things like that. But I mostly want to use Kyber to play with you guys, set up events, try game modes like Jetpack Cargo or Turning Point, which you can't do on the official servers, and obviously try it out with mods later down the line as well. But that is all for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.